said it's such a given that she loved me for my drive. It wasn't all about the bread, I had to elevate the mind. Don't go looking in my past and then get scared of what you'll find. I'm still a work in progress, you know I'm changing over time. Still pray for long life and all my killies them to shine. But if I die tonight, I promise you these raps gon' stay alive. It's big money when me.
But yeah, man, real life curriculum. Back with another episode. Today we're joined by Joe. Yes, bro, appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me, lads.
Just before we like kick off and like proper get into it, can you just like tell us a bit about you, what you do currently?
Name's Joe, as you said. Always been involved in the fitness game, so own a gym, started off like doing boot camps, but then just recently jumped into the boxing game, so I do shows as well. But that's me really, man, just work, kids, business. That's it. That's me in a nutshell, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's mad that we were just saying then that obviously Brunch with a Punch, you was on the Friday podcast, then I heard about the Brunch with a Punch, the guys gave me a little shout on there, and then that's when I reached out to you.
After we spoke on the phone, I didn't obviously know who you was at the time, then I've looked at your picture and stuff, I didn't realise you were Slipson, and I was like, oh my, it's such a small world. Because I've known your dad for a long time, so it's a very small
and
world.
I remember coming to watch Nirvana and that, and you playing back in the day and that. But,
do you know what's mad as well? Yeah, so obviously you know Slip. I used to, when I first started men's, I played with Slip.
My dad didn't, and I didn't.
You know what's mad? Yeah, you won't even recognise me, but I was at Obi Town when you were, when I was 17 with Dave Clay.
You do look familiar.
Yeah. You just wouldn't recognise because obviously I had short hair.
I had a bit of an argument with Dave, to be fair.
Big up Dave Clay.
Oh yeah, man.
I did not remember. I said, my mate Jake Gill, I said to all the lads in the change room, I said to the lads, I said, if you start above me today, Gill, I'm walking out of the changing room. And everyone thought I was bluffing. And then he's read the team sheet out, Gilly's there, I'm on the bench. I just went, right lads, see you later. Put my bag on, just walked out. Never.
Done.
that was it. Finished. Obi Town career over. Done.
But yo, you know with you though, Joe, yeah, we'll go into Brunch with a Punch properly, but like a lot of people can just be a personal trainer, but what was it with you that you thought, yo, I'm gonna make a business out of this, I actually want to own the gym and all that?
Fitness has always been a big part from, obviously because football was all I ever did. So when I was young, I was playing at Notts County, Peterborough. And then, but my dad, I remember religiously, I'd get home in year 6, he'd say, right, you can't come in the house until you've done 100 press-ups and 1,000 kick-ups. And that was from like the age of 10. So, and then he just instilled that in me from then. We're waking up in the morning, you're going for a run around the block, or we're going to the park after school, and the same park, Humberston Park or Monk's Rest, where everyone in your school are going to be on the park having a little cheeky drink, and I'm going to beast you in front of all of them. Like that's what he was on, literally bringing me to tears in year 7 in front of these older kids. But that instilled that into me. So when football didn't work out really, when I was about 18, 19, it just fell into it. It was perfect for me.
Why do you think your dad did that to you so young?
It's the same I'm going to be with my son. It's just it wasn't a crazy loving relationship, but it was a man who gave me more time than anyone else in the world. He took me all over the country to play football. He invested so much time, and that's what I think that men need to do with their children. Like, you need to obviously instill that into them, hard work, and nothing's going to come unless you work hard for it. So that's what he was on. And at some points it was a lot, but it's made me the person I am. And hopefully I can make my son a better person than what I am.
Should it? And then with like, so it's not just the gym, you've got like other things you're doing in business now. So obviously there's Brunch with a Punch, you just started massages as well. What is it about business that you love, or you want to just have more businesses and things like that?
Me, I think, now, especially in the last few years, people have been diagnosed with ADHD and this and this. I think all men secretly have a lot of that in them. But for me, I always have to be doing something. Like, even if I've got nothing to do that day, I'm moving all the equipment around in the gym. I need something to do. Active. I need something to concentrate on. And yeah, I want as many things. I can always remember someone when I was younger, it said you need 7 sources of income to live the life you want to live. So I'm just working towards that 7 sources of income. Yeah, that's about it.
Love that, man. So let's jump into a Brunch with a Punch. Obviously it's a different boxing event from any other really in the sense of what you do. But do you mind just for the people that don't know, just explaining what a Brunch with a Punch is?
Yeah,
where
so
that idea come from?
There's a lot of boxing shows, amazing boxing shows in Leicester. Shows that I couldn't compete with. Shows that are brilliant. Like one show that inspired me, Apollo. I think they're an absolutely amazing show, and they offer a chance for you to be on a real high stage, and it's fantastic to see. But I've realised not everyone can be at that stage yet. So what I've tried to do is hopefully create something where people who have never boxed before can come to us and they can feel what it feels like to be on shows like that. Yeah. And then eventually they can go to them things. You've done the camp. It's like a reset. You feel 100 times better. You see where you can push 100%. Yourself to. And also just a chance to have a party and get all your family and friends together. Like, how often do we get to be together with all our family and friends under one roof?
Do you know what? That was mad, because obviously, just on the family aspect, like, I had family there from like London, and
you've probably not seen in a while,
and they've not seen each other for years.
That's one of
and it was brilliant, like, to have all my that family there, and the fact that
even at Christmas, like for example, when you have your own family, you sometimes don't even tend up going to your mum and dad's anymore, because you've got your family and then your partner's got their family, and you don't all get to see each other anymore. So it's very hard to get together with everyone. So what this show is for is
a good excuse to as well.
100%. Man.
How old is it, Brunch?
A year and a half now. Year and a half. It started on May 2022, I think it was. Yeah,
so 2022. 2 years now, then.
Or was it? No, sorry, 2023. May 2023, yeah. So this will be our second Christmas show, so it's about a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
year and a half.
You've spoke about the Christmas show, about how you think this one's going to be the best one yet.
Oh, yeah. With everything you do in life, as you know, even your podcast, every show you want to get better and stuff like that. But with this, definitely, I'm learning each time, and we've got a fantastic venue. We've got Republic this time, and I do think that this one is going to be the best show. Even just the feel of this one, the way that everyone feels already at camp, it feels, you said,
it does feel different from the last one.
It does. It does feel very special.
What have you learned from the first one that you're now implementing into the next one?
You learn so much. Even obviously we're raising a lot of money for charity, but of course we're trying to do something for ourselves as well. And you learn how to not lose as much money. Sometimes you end up looking at things and thinking, wow, I've spent 10, 15k over what I needed to spend. Has that money actually made a difference to the money that's come back in?
That's because I asked that, because like I hear, like, when people put events on and do festivals and other stuff like that, some people say that they don't even actually make that much of a profit from it.
Sometimes, because sometimes the outlay of our last show was around 32,000. And when we actually looked at it, we could have took that down to around 18, but we just spent money on things we didn't actually need to spend money on. So it helps you learn in them type of things. That's a huge thing. So now, a year and a half in, I think I know exactly where to put money and where to do things. Everything's learning experience.
Do you manage everything? So do you oversee everything? Like, do you have like cash flow Excel sheets and everything?
Yeah, so I've got two partners, Jeeves and Charlie. And we all just kind of overlook everything together. I'm more hands-on with the fighters, so I will be communicating with people like Dion all the time. Charlie is very hands-on with sorting out Excel spreadsheets. Exactly. So even though I will have my little notes in my phone, I'm sure you lot do it all the time, always writing new notes, and I'll have stuff like that, ins and outs, but he does it to the point on a
the full breakdown of everything.
Me, I don't even know how to use a PowerPoint. That's I couldn't. If someone said to me, I'd give you $1,000 now, set me up this PowerPoint, I couldn't do it.
It's important though, isn't it? Like having the right team, because obviously you're very good at training people, and that's something that you're more passionate about, seeing how you can change people through the boxing camp and stuff like that. But then
beasting everyone. Just literally, but that's good though.
My skill in life is basically with people. And then we've got Jeeves, who just basically, Jeeves been my best friend now for about 12 years. There's an age gap between us. I think Jeeves is like 14, 15 years older than me, but we've just, me and her, it's just different. And she oversees everything that I do, so I'm like a bull in a china shop. I'm just willing to go at something, but Jeeves will say, right, you need to stop and think about this and that. So shout out Jeeves, don't know where I'd be without you, girl.
Man, love that, man. But that does show the importance of team, and especially when it comes to business partners as well, making sure that you are with the right people.
100%.
100%, bro.
Normally I don't like having business partners, because something can always go wrong, especially when with friendship as well. I've learned that as well. Yeah, having partners with friendship, it can go wrong. You can get hurt, and it can ruin a friendship as well. But to be fair, touch wood, don't know. Yeah. Everything seems to be going good at this minute.
You know, obviously you've got multiple businesses. Has anything ever gone wrong with other people?
Oh yeah, definitely. I always find when you're talking stories and when you're saying stuff, I don't like to speak about other people or anything like that ever say, because how one story feels to me might feel completely different to someone else, so you can never disregard their feelings.
100%.
But yeah, so many things have gone wrong. I can remember, a lot of people wouldn't know this, but Hitness in Town, I opened that gym.
Is it? Yeah.
I never knew that.
That was a Fittogether.
Okay.
Me and my partner Sean. Me and Sean are on good levels now. So yeah, me and my partner Sean, we opened up that gym. And in the end, I ended up walking away from that. I lost a lot of money, ended up walking away, and then I think Sean rebranded it and it's done amazing. Like, proud of him, what he's done with it, and whoever owns it now. Obviously, it's a fantastic place, but little things people wouldn't know. Yeah, that was me at the beginning.
How do you bounce back from things like that? Like,
that was a hard
things failing that you wanted to happen, losing money.
We've put pride aside. That was probably one time in my life when financially I've never been hit like that before. I think Honey, that's my daughter, she was around a year at the time, and I was using everything I was making from my Wigston gym to try and fund the town gym, and it was killing me. So once my mortgage and whatever was paid, I had nothing, literally. Ian Beale, got nothing left. I was Ian Beale. Like, for a year and a half, anyone who knows me at that time, I was eating mackerel for a year and a half, 2-3 times a day. Could barely feed my dog. Shout out Champ the legend. Honey, she was literally, I was taking the 20p's from the water fund at my Fittogether gym to go and buy milk, stuff like that. But then I always had in my mind, I'm swimming upwards, and that's when I get to the top, it'll be okay. And even though the top seemed to keep on getting further and further away, eventually you'll get there.
How do you do that though, man? Because it is obviously, that situation sounds tough already, but like daily, like there's going to be days where you're happy. And
some days I was literally hoping that a member. But if you look at me, I was at the time, I think I was 23, so I was like your age. I was driving C250. I had a house, an apartment. I had a gym in town, had a gym in Wigston. I was fucking broke. Like, do you know what I mean? But people would look from the outside, and then what you've got to do is live up to
that expectation.
To that. So I'm trying to live up to that. Like, no, I'm all good. That's the hardest thing. Living a lie to yourself is the hardest. So I heard it saying sometimes it's not about. It's a living with yourself. It's not about living, it's living with yourself. And then to know that you're having to live this lie in front of people, that was the hardest thing. But yeah, you just keep going. You just keep going, keep plugging away, and eventually, I did manage to turn things around. But it was hard. It was hard. It was a hard year or two.
What was that turning point like that made everything go back to how you needed it to be? Or
I couldn't say, to be honest. I couldn't say at the time as well. This is what sounds really bad. I couldn't, like I said, I was eating mackerel every day, but then I was also using any money I had to go to the shop and buy about 2 bottles of Barefoot rosé wine and drinking putting my kid to bed and then drinking that every night. And even that, I couldn't even afford to do that. And then when I said to myself, what am I doing? Like, what are you doing? And then from there, just literally, I think I started a new boot camp at the gym, and that took off, went really well. And I just started to get my money back up. And then, it took about a year and a half, 2 years of being down. Yeah, definitely. Till I was about 25, 26. But no one would have had a clue. No one would have known any different.
Literally. Like, it's mad though, isn't it? Because you see it with, like, when people are doing well or they're in business and they're successful, you just think, that just happened overnight. But they don't think about
100%.
What they had to go through to get there and the journey there.
The amount of money that I've put into different things is ridiculous, and the amount I speak to my mum about it, because I'm different to people in my family. Like, I'm if I've got a tenner left and I know this next flip that I've got to do could cost me a tenner to make me 100, I'm doing it, even if it doesn't pay off. I'm thinking, fuck, I'm back on zero, I'm building back up again. And I speak to my mum and she goes, how much money do you think you've actually wasted on doing stupid things but at the time, to me, it was the right thing to do. I remember a few years ago, I tried to do this hot tub business, but I'm always wanting to do something, but called it Comfy with it, and it was going and putting hot tubs up in people's gardens, and I just got people to do it, pay them a bit of wages, but just out of the blue, I wanted to spend like $1,000 on like 3 hot tubs in B&Q. I didn't even shop around for the best bargain, and that's just me. But I think as I hit 30, I think I have learned not to do stupid little things like that. Look into it and before you jump in.
You've got to do them things, don't you? You've got to take certain risks. You've got to make certain mistakes to then grow and then learn what works and what doesn't.
100%.
That's entrepreneurship, though, isn't it? Like, you've got to take the risk.
Literally. How many times have you had to do that at your business? Surely, you get, know what I mean?
It
must just be normal, not every day, but like every week occurrence.
I can relate to when you're saying like people from the outside think a certain way because you know, they see what they see with now, especially on social media and other stuff like that. It's a bit different, but nobody sees the struggles, man. But a part of me, I used to complain about the struggles, but now I just embrace it, man. It's part of the journey, because when I eventually, you know, when I get to the top, I'll look back at it and I will appreciate
100%, brother.
But it's one of them things, and like that's just business itself, isn't it?
Go on, bro.
Do you ever like switch off? Because you were saying even like,
no, man, I've always wondered that, you know,
looking at hot tubs and other kind of things.
I don't even know why I did that, to be honest. I don't. No, I don't. A good friend of mine had just come home, and I wanted to do something with him, and it didn't have to be anything. There was nothing particular. I had to be. I just knew I wanted to do something with him.
Yeah.
So we just did that, and it was summertime. It was a nice summer. I'm not thinking about winter at that point. That, you know what I mean? But yeah, to be honest, no, I don't really switch off, because you know what it is, from traumas and pains that people have felt throughout life, I've always found the best way for me was always to just keep on working at things. So if I actually do stop swimming, I do feel like I'm drowning.
Do you think, yeah, going back, you know, I say don't stop, do you think that could be because, you know, how your pops like instilled like the hard work, the discipline from very early, non-stop, like whilst everyone
even that, like even now, sometimes I'll be lying there at night time, and my dad's not a soppy man by any figure of the, but I'll message him and I'll say, you know what, Dad, I'm sorry things didn't work out, meaning football wise, because it still eats at me now, because this man that's the type of person I am. I want to always try and build people around me, and he put so much time and effort into me, and then for me to think it didn't work out, and he'll just be like, get over it, you cunt. And but probably that's why, I don't know. And then I don't know. Just sometimes working hard and doing different things is a lot easier than facing up to, you know what, true traumas that you should be dealing with, to be honest. Like, I've got a lot of traumas that I should be dealing with, which I haven't, and I've put it into work. But I know one day I'm going to have to face them traumas.
But you're aware of them, though.
I'm aware of them 100%, and
that's a good step, though. Yeah. Aware first of all.
I heard what was that? Heard it in a song. To heal your scars, or you'll bleed on everyone around you. And to be fair, I probably bled on a lot of people by not meaning to do it. And one day I will have to face up to them and sort them out 100%. And we all should. 100%. Definitely.
And you know, like, just going back, so at the start you said like it's more or less like work, home, family. So how do you like balance things with your family, like your kids and like working so hard all the time? How do you balance that?
I've got videos of Honey from when she was a baby coming into the gym. Like, Honey was probably coming to the gym with me from when she was like 3 months old. So she's grew up in the gym. She's grew up in the gym. And with Otis, it's kind of the same already. He's in and around the gym already as well. So that's something I don't like, when people make a lot of excuses. Or I've got, do you know something I've heard before? I'm doing something like a boot camp, and someone's like, oh, I can't make it today. It's my daughter's birthday next week, so I'm rushed off my feet sorting everything out. What do you mean? It's your daughter's birthday next week, and you're telling me you can't make a session today? So things like that will wind me up, because I've been there and done it by myself as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've been there and done things by myself as a dad. Obviously, I don't have to do that anymore, but I've been there and done it, so I don't like it when I hate excuses, bro.
Yeah, I know that from camp, because I know like when people don't turn up to obviously the camp I did the first one, I started this one now, like that annoys you.
Oh yeah,
but it also, for me as a person, that's good that you get mad. I don't want to like be the reason like you're mad that I missed, so I'm just there. I want to be there anyway.
Bro, your dedication's fantastic.
Like I just want to graph, man. And I think the reason I like this show more is because obviously the first one I did, it was like brand new and it was kind of going into the summer, so like you don't mind getting up, it's light outside, but this time it's gonna be raining.
Well, yeah,
it was the first session. It's gonna be dark, but I love that, bro. Let's lock in now.
I see you do videos. Is it you that goes with him when he does their videos?
I'm 5 a.m. That's me on my own. Like sometimes I go home like
I'm gonna go and drive 4 hours this morning
to go hike up somewhere at 5 a.m.
We did that.
We did one together.
We did the hike,
and then I love it.
But I love that stuff, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I actually genuinely love it. Like some days, I remember like coming back from like Art Cave at like 3 a.m, and like obviously shout out Maz, but I've dropped Maz off. And I'm like, I'm going home. I'm just going for a run right now. At like 9 o'clock, I'm not even been asleep yet. I don't know what it is, man. I just want to graft in it. I want to.
Before you have children, I'd say as well, do all these things that you want to do. Yeah. Before you have any kids, and you want to, because obviously a degree of that will stop when you have kids. You won't be able to sometimes just go out the house at 4 or 5. But I'd say now, while you two are young, go and experience. Like you told me that business trip you're going on. Go and do all of these things, man. Because you two, your potential, from what even just watching from the outside is crazy, man.
No, I appreciate 100%.
That, no, it is. It's fantastic.
Is there any like you do? From what I've heard, you got a lot going on as well, like the gym and do the massaging and everything, the brunch and the punch. You got other stuff. Is there any other things that you invested in, or any other new business ventures up and coming?
No, I've got little things like stocks and shares and stuff, but someone does that. I'm no expert at that. But for me, something that I've realised is sometimes you've got to concentrate on things. So for example, there's all these different businesses. You've got real estate, which you know about, all of these different things. Concentrate on things that you're good at. I'm good at fitness. I'm good at motivating people. That's all I've ever really been. It sounds silly of myself to say that, but I'm a good people's person.
It's good to know your strength.
Yeah, that's my strength, to get the best out of someone. So I'm trying to concentrate and build as many different aspects of my life around that one thing that's in the middle, and I'm trying to build my whole life around that. Do you know what I mean?
Sorry, bro. Just from like being a people's person, is that something you would say you've picked up from doing personal training and all this, or being around people, or is it something that you've kind of had to learn and adapt?
Yeah, just learning and adapting. So I think I moved to Wigston when I was like 23. And I was brand new over there, so I've just started a whole new life and built a whole new life over there. And it just comes, and it just came. I've met new people, but I don't know, sometimes being a people's person and trying, because sometimes when you've been through so many things where people are against you, sometimes you do this thing where I think, I've got to make this person happy if they're going to like me, or I've got to do this for someone for them to feel they want to be my friend. And I kind of had that attitude from an early teenager growing up, because a few things that I'd faced, I thought, if I do this for this person, they're going to really want to be my mate, or if I can make... So negatively, that's a negative feeling to have, thinking you've got to do something for someone all the time. But also in a positive way, it's made me think, I can help people out. So a gift and a curse kind of thing. You know what I mean? You
know with yourself though, Joe, with like all you've done, all you've achieved, like the businesses you've got, do you ever like just sit back and reflect and like be actually like proud of yourself of what you've got?
There's so many people in a lot better positions than me. Like sometimes I just sit there and I beat myself up and I actually get upset, thinking, I could be so much more right now. And that's probably one of the reasons why I've even started doing like working on massage, because I built, for example, Fittogether from a place where nearly bankruptcy, when I opened the one in town, over the last 5 years built it to where it runs itself. I don't even really have to go to work anymore if I don't really want to. And that sounds so ridiculous. Like, I'm not bigging myself up or anything like that, but I could make a good
stage to be at.
I could make a good living off just that. But then there's nothing worse than me. I've been sitting at home watching The Sopranos, the best show ever made, by the way.
Yeah, my guys were telling me to watch that.
But then I feel like an absolute bum, thinking, what am I doing with myself? I'm just sitting at home watching TV. Like, I need to do something. So that's, for example, I've gone and got on this course, and then that's when I opened up and I started the Brunch for Punch and stuff like that. There's nothing worse, I feel, as a man, where you're not feel like you're needed. So the goal was always to build a business where you don't have to go to work. But once you've done that, it's horrendous. So I'll tell you, even you two are building something. If it ever comes a position where you two are making, and you don't have, like I'm sure with your thing, what you do, but you've got to stay busy. You've got to stay busy.
I agree.
Or you're just going to feel like, you're not going to feel like you. 100%.
Because it's almost like a comparison thing as well. When you see other people doing better, you want to be better
They
as
might
well.
not even be doing better, but
You can't buy into that as well.
Instagram, I'm always moaning about it.
Yeah.
I had to get into a little debate the other day. I put a video up, I don't know if you saw it. I reposted a video. It was of a man, a fully grown man, by the way.
Yeah.
It's raining, pissing it down outside, and he's took his top off, and he's walking outside in the rain, and he's got.
Oh, I have seen it actually.
And he's talking about God will give you these challenges. So one video is of him walking outside in the rain. Another video of him is sitting there with the camera obviously here, concentrating. Another one of him walking across a road, which is obviously said to someone, oh, can you record this for me, please? But to me, in the era that I grew up in, that's fucking wild, you know? Like, that's
like, just
crazy.
go do that stuff without the camera. If you're going to do it.
But Gen, I was saying before we started about Gen Z babies, built different. Like, and you know what it is? That guy probably has more money than I'll ever have. But for me, that stuff's just crazy though.
Content, innit?
Yeah, content.
That's
even
what it is
word.
now, innit?
Even
Content
hearing that
now.
word,
Yeah,
content,
bro,
for me, it's crazy,
like,
you know?
yeah,
I've got to
I
make
think
content.
we say complete
It's
about
so
the time,
bad,
innit?
innit?
It's true. Like, you two are making money off that. It is true. And shout out to everyone that's doing it. I remember Kanye West said, he goes, I'll only take advice from people who are younger than me, because you guys are built different to what we're built, 100%. But sometimes to see it, it's just a bit scary.
Yeah, honestly, it's mad that obviously we do the podcast, but I say to Carl sometimes, I'm like, bro, like, you know, if we didn't do this, like, I wouldn't be on Instagram or nothing. Like, I'd just be like, you wouldn't know who I am or what I do.
Yeah.
But with this, you have to. Like,
That's
it's a must.
upsetting thing. It's good, but it's upsetting as well, because you think with what you say for this real life curriculum, if you two wasn't active on Instagram or social media, you wouldn't be relevant. And that's so sad to think my business, or I am not relevant unless I'm on social media.
Yeah.
And
When you
actually sit and think about it, it is actually upsetting. But it's the times that we live in.
But you know, you got to think as well now, the reach who you can target is a lot higher. The money that you can make is a lot more
ridiculous.
higher. It's crazy, bro.
It's ridiculous.
Bro, that Hayley Welch girl, bro, the Hope Tour girl,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
One bit, bro. Bro,
She's gone clear.
Gone clear off that. Like,
She's
it's crazy,
gone
bro.
clear.
Like,
Mad.
but yo, man, we just gotta keep grafting.
I was watching. I went to my barber's the other day. Shout out Street Fader Azad.
Yeah.
But I went to my barber's the other day, and he's watching Shits and Gigs, and I've never heard of it before. And he
It's a
showed
good
me.
pod still. That's a good
yeah,
pod
that's a good
still.
one.
To be
Rate
fair,
that
I
pod.
actually did have a few giggles at it as well. They did make me laugh. But I was like, oh, bro, so what, you guys have over 1 million subscribers. Then they've got this other thing that's not YouTube, which you can subscribe to for £3 a month.
Yeah,
They've probably got 100 or
What's that called,
200,000.
what they can subscribe to, like the other, not YouTube. Like,
It's a bit more
Rumble
ruder
or
and stuff like that.
Rumble or something.
So
like that.
it's
Something
£3,
like that.
but that basically
I've
they've
never
probably
heard
got
of
like 100 or 200,000 people that are on
there.
that. So that's like 600 bags a month just off that.
Literally.
Just off that. And then they've got their YouTube subscriptions, then they've got their sponsors. So these
That's
guys
before
are
they have
younger than me.
Yeah, bro.
26, 27 years old, multi-millionaires from this YouTube stuff.
It's almost
I'd
like
love to see that, though.
Not
'Cause then
saying
it
that
makes
they
it
don't
feel
hard,
like
they
it
don't
was
work
possible.
hard.
It is great. It is good to see. It is great.
No, but I mean, like, you know, like people compare like that kind of work into like physical graft. It's a big difference.
Them
You know?
man out there on roofs in the cold when your hands feel like they're going to
I know,
drop
bro,
off.
I know, I've been there.
You know what it is? We can't forget about these guys though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
never
what
been
keeps
me.
the world
keeps the world
going.
ticking. So shout out everyone who has this is something as well. Don't ever think that you're not doing enough just because you're not a shining star on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok. Like, these people outside who are driving buses, who are building houses and who are grafting. Like, these are the people that make the world go round, and that's what we can't forget. Like, YouTube and Instagram and TikTok could die today, and nothing in the world's going to change. But the world would change if we didn't have them people out there doing them jobs, who are just supplying for their family, doing hard graft. So we can't forget about that.
You know what it is as well, though, yeah? Like, some people genuinely are happy with the simplicity of
100%,
life, and they are
100%.
more happy than, for example, someone who's running up millions a month. So like, if you just do
100%.
like, not everyone's built to be a builder, not everyone's built to I don't know, box, not everyone's built to be on YouTube or whatever. But like, just do your thing, innit?
That's it.
Do what
love.
makes you happy.
Yeah.
Because I think that's another thing with Instagram and social media. People do what they think people want to see, or people like want to make other people happy. Just do what makes you happy first, innit, man? Because
Have you two seen a film called A Wonderful Life?
nah, never.
I've heard of it though.
Nah.
It's an old black and white film, yeah. One of the best films, my favourite film, and it's about this man who at the current time wants to jump off a bridge because he feels like, well, he's lost some money and he's worth more to his family dead than alive, yeah. Okay. And he jumps off his bridge, but an angel gets sent down to save him and shows him what life would be like without him. And anyway, long story short, life's a lot worse for everyone else when he's not here. Mm-hmm. Anyway, he comes back and he sees all his family in the end, and they're so happy to see him, and they're all running. And he says this thing: "I'm the richest man in town." Riches are defined by that sort of stuff, not always just by what's in your bank and stuff like that.
I actually seen a video of this guy. He said if you've got food in the fridge, you're wearing clothes, you've got shoes.
You can go and get a nice haircut
You've
once
got
a
a
week.
roof over your head. You're one of the like 75.
richer than you know, innit?
You are so much richer than you know.
Literally, man.
People take it for granted, bro. These days, it's crazy.
100%. And it's amazing to see you two. Like, honestly, like I don't really know you that well. Don't even know you that well yet, Dion. I'm still getting to know you now. But looking at what you do, I'm very proud to see. I even spoke to a few of my friends about it. I said, oh, these kids, they're on it. Like, they're all right. Like, you two are on job. And it's great to see. Like, it is. So you can't put what you're doing in the back burner either. What you two are doing is inspiring a lot of people as well. So you two should take time to sit and reflect and look at what you're doing.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, man, it's good.
And
man.
you know what it is as well? To have a good friend is so important.
Very important.
Yeah,
That's real, bro.
To have a good friend. You know, the amount of, I've probably got a few friends left who have had friends for a long time, but to have someone who's actually your mate in your corner you can build with, that alone's priceless.
Yeah.
So,
you know what people like growing up and stuff, I used to have a whole different thing on like what a good mate is or the people I was around, innit? But like for me, Kyle is like that guy, that friend, like that's family to me, innit? Like, bro, we can have a chat about business, like we can have a chat about real life, but then if I want to cry on the phone to this guy and say, I'm pissed off about this, I know I could, innit? And he's gonna make me get back up to where I need to be, and vice versa.
Bro.
Like, and that's what I love, innit, about
it's good
our friendship and how we do this together, bro.
that's priceless as well.
Big
as it
up
is.
Kyle, bro.
We're
Come on, get me.
We're going to the top, man. We're going to the top.
That's it, man. I see you there. But yo, Joe, before we wrap up, yeah, you know, if you could like have one message for, and like let's say you talk to the world, you're on a stage, you got a big platform, and you only got one message that you could give. Like, what would the one message you'll give, or what bit of advice would you give?
Oh
to
wow.
everyone? Big one, that, isn't it?
That is a big one.
Good one, bro.
You know what? I couldn't even say, to be honest. All right, for example, 11:11. Do you lot see that time on your phone?
Every day,
Bro.
Do you,
every
do
day,
you,
bro. Yo, it's so mad.
do you make a little wish when that happens?
Every
The
day
wish that I always make is for, well, I make a couple, is for health, for obviously for my family, and to give my children the best childhood that they could possibly have, because you can only be as happy as your saddest child. That I heard that hit me hard. So for me, for the one message would be to look after yourself, because if you aren't the best version of yourself, then you can't make anyone else happy around you, and just make sure you're doing right by the people who need you in your life. So yeah, that'll be for me. Just make sure you're looking after yourself, and by looking after yourself, you can then take care of the people that need to be took care of around you.
Yeah, man. Yo,
That's it,
appreciate
bro.
that.
Yeah, man.
Yo,
bro.
respect,
Yeah,
bro. You know
boys,
what? I'm
thank
fully
you.
aligned with that one, bro.
Yeah,
Right
innit?
now in life, it's good to hear that, man.
That's
But,
it, bro.
Joe, thank you for coming
No,
on,
it's been
bro.
a pleasure, boys. Thank you very
It's really
much.
been a good one, man.
Yeah.
As always, big up Leicester Podcast Studios for hosting us. Big up our new sponsors.
Arcade, the Pocklington.
The Pocklington.
Oi. Shout out the big sponsors, man.
Come on, man. We live and direct. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow the page. Until next time.
Yeah,
peace.
man. Respect.
She said it's such a given that she loved me for my drive. It wasn't all about the bread, I had to elevate the mind. Don't go looking in my past and then get scared of what you'll find. I'm still a work in progress, you know I'm changing over time. Still pray for long life and all my killies them to shine. But if I die tonight, I promise you these raps gon' stay alive. It's big money when we